Hey guys, continuing my investigation of the best jazz records of all time. This one, being a guitarist, last week I spoke about Bright Size Life, and last time actually, and today I'm gonna dig into kind of more recent history, going back 23 years ago, or 22 when it was released, talking about the Next Step album by Kurt Rosenwinkel, and I kind of, I teach many students and do workshops, and I figured out this is one of those albums, especially speaking of Kurt, that influenced definitely my generation of jazz guitarists and younger generations. I think Kurt influenced so many players with his phrasing and compositional approach. Also, I witnessed many players which actually sound very much or try to sound like him, and that's also a hard thing to achieve, nowadays in jazz world, which Kurt actually did, to, create your own jazz voice on guitar. And he's prominent. And I think on this record especially, he really stepped out, following The Enemies of Energy, and showing, you hear like two tracks or, one chorus, couple of basically notes, and you're like, okay, that's Kurt. And I don't know, the Next Step for me, really an important album. I was like in my early 20s when it came out, and I was just blown away by the tunes, especially, Kurt wrote 8 compositions, which are beautiful and influenced an entire generation of jazz musicians. And the record starting with Zhivago and Minor Blues, which is actually one of those tunes that's actually played a lot on jam sessions also nowadays, could become like an early already jazz standard of the newer generation, talking about tunes that were written after post 2000. And all the other tunes, also beautiful changes, intricate melodies, and especially this songwriting is so good. I think the earlier albums, Intuit, it's a beautiful album that he did, and East Coast Love Affair, but especially this album and the previous one for Verve, The Enemies of Energy, they really witnessed Kurt's songwriting and his skill to create beautiful music. And also the band, it's his interaction with Mark Turner, probably one of the best front lines ever. I'll put it like that, even in the history of jazz, they are amazing together. When Kurt comps for Mark Turner's solos, it's beautiful. And of course, Mark being one of the most recognizable voices on the tenor saxophone post 1995. And I had a privilege also to play and record and tour with Mark. And it's just, it's been a learning experience every night. And also a humbling experience, like how humble he is and eager to learn and eager to practice every evening. So that's a rare thing to do. And of course, he plays like amazing on this record. The solos, I transcribed a couple of solos of this one by Mark, and killing. And rhythm sections, I don't think we have to lose many words about them because they're so good, actually. So Ben Street on double bass, one of the staples of modern jazz since 1995. He played with everyone. And on drums, Jeff Ballard, Jeff being an integral part of Brett Meldau's trio with Larry Grenadier, an amazing band leader the last couple of years with his songwriting and band leading, and of course, one of the best drummers ever, unique approach to drumming. And all this is like so much visible in this record. And again, it's like talking about Kurt's playing on this one and the record. It's beautiful, but again, if you get some bootlegs, I got a chance to obtain some bootlegs of this trio or quartet from Smalls Jazz Club in New York City. And when you hear how the band extended and expanded these tunes, you're just like, man, killing playing by everyone. But like I said, for me, and I think for the entire generation of guitar players post 2000, one of the most influential records out there, compositionally, playing wise, sound wise. So yeah, let me know again what you think about it, if you like this record as well. And what you like actually about it. So, and I hope to talk to you again next time or chat below here in the comments. Cheers, guys.